From the Convergence Studio in the School of Communication, this is Loyola News Chicago.
Hello and welcome to Loyola News Chicago. I'm Kristen Tomets.
And I'm Victoria Serbnak. Here's the latest news. Low levels of radiation from Japan have recently been discovered in suburban Illinois. According to the Daily Herald, small levels of radioactive material were discovered at a nuclear plant in Morris during testing on March 22nd. Also last week, air test samples at the Argonne National Laboratory near Darien revealed small traces of the same radioactive materials. The level of radiation is low and not considered harmful to humans, crops, or the water supply. Meanwhile, the Loyola community is working to help with various relief efforts. Hillary Kenyon reports on what they are doing to bring hope and peace to survivors in Japan.
Student organizations and the Loyola Response Committee are sponsoring events such as the Paper Crane Project to raise money and awareness of the natural disaster and nuclear crisis in Japan.
What I want to do and what Loyola Response wants to do is to raise as many funds as we can in as short a period of time as possible, and to try and help the families and victims affected, and also to have educational events.
The Anime Club recently held a paper crane drive this week in CFSU and the Terry Student Center. For each dollar donated, club members will make an origami crane to send to the Hiroshima Memorial in Tokyo as a sign of reverence to the nuclear fallout 70 years ago. The cranes are a Japanese symbol of recovery from illness and suffering. Anime Club President Komal Patel got the idea from the children's book 1,000 Paper Cranes.
So in Hiroshima they made a war peace monument that is against nuclear disarmament, things like that. So what people do is they make 1,000 cranes and then put it around the stone. So it's a very symbolic gesture.
The goal is to reach 1,000 cranes, or $1,000. All funds will be sent to Loyola's Jesuit sister school, Sophia University in Tokyo. There, the funds will help the families of students from the Sendai region who have been displaced by the earthquake and tsunami.
It's needed. Many families don't have food, water. It's going into the grocery stores. There's so many limited supplies, and this will definitely help with getting more food and just keeping everyone healthy and safe.
But the Crane Project isn't the only fundraiser for Japanese relief. Other student organizations, such as the African American Students Alliance, have had bake sales to raise money. Students and faculty are welcome to give money to the Red Cross SOS Project, Loyola Response Committee, and Catholic Relief Services in donation boxes across campus. Hillary Kenyon, Loyola News Chicago.
So far, more than $800 have been collected through the Crane Project. This is the third effort for Loyola Response, following relief efforts for Pakistan and Haiti.
If you haven't voted in the USGA election yet, time is running out. Voting is open for students only until 11:59 p.m. Wednesday. Students will be voting for president, vice president, and representatives. Students can cast their ballot through their Loyola email account. Proposed changes to Loyola's 2012 core curriculum is causing quite a stir on campus. I found out more about the upcoming changes.
Changes to Loyola's 2012 core curriculum will affect all departments. The theology department is at the center of the controversy surrounding the core because of proposed cuts to its core classes. Dr. Anthony Cardoza oversees the core curriculum committee. He said the number of core offerings for theology is too large.
Theology department had over 30 courses in the core curriculum. The other departments had typically, at most, 10 to 15.
Dr. Tygan Layton teaches Intro to Buddhism, which is scheduled to be cut from the 2012 core.
So I'm sorry that this will not be available for students, but I'm sure that the administration has its reasons for doing whatever it's doing.
Cardoza said his committee did not decide which courses were to be cut.
The decisions were made within the theology department. My committee did give them a number within which to operate.
Students in Layton's class said they only took the course because it counted for core.
The reason I took this class for core was because I wanted to learn something new.
I took Intro to Buddhism to fulfill the theology requirement for core, and also because my father practiced a little bit of Buddhism in his childhood, and it always seemed like something really interesting to me.
Both Cardoza and Layton said the teaching of Buddhism will most likely be incorporated into a broader class on Asian religions.
The fall 2012 core curriculum has yet to be finalized. According to Cardoza, he hopes to have it approved by this next fall.
Loyola dining hall workers are making new requests from Aramark. On March 24th, 82 workers attempted to discuss current contract negotiations with Aramark. Workers are requesting wage increases and affordable health care. In November, workers received a 2% wage increase.
The opening of a Chick-fil-A on the Water Tower campus keeps getting moved back. The restaurant will be at the corner of Chicago and Wabash. It was originally scheduled to open at the end of April. Then the date was moved to late May, and now Chick-fil-A's Facebook page says the official grand opening will be June 16th.
Coming up, why everyone's NCAA brackets are messed up.
And raising funds for a good cause. Encourages Loyola students to do just about anything.
This can't be happening.
This can't be happening.
Of course it's not happening. Armored car. Listen, having money isn't about luck. Make your own coffee, save $1,000 a year. Feed me.
Feed the pig. I got no balls for losing.
Shocking. Joe's at road all the time. Just had a few drinks. This can't be happening.
Are we clear?
Clear. We're just buzzed. Just buzzed? You didn't tell us that, sir. You're right. This isn't happening. You'll be fine.
I feel good.
Really? No, not really.
Buzz driving.
Clear.
Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
Shocking.
The Chicago metro area is apparently a pretty healthy place to live, but not the city itself or Cook County. Those are some of the findings of a new study that compares the health of residents in each state, county by county. 6 metro area counties are ranked among the top in Illinois for healthy residents, with Kendall County southwest of Chicago as number 1. But Cook County, which includes the city of Chicago, ranks number 70 among the 102 counties in Illinois. Ranked last in the state for health is Alexander County in southern Illinois.
Helping people stay well, get well, and empowering them to fight back is what Loyola Colleges Against Cancer is all about. I went to the Gentile Center to take part in the fundraising celebration. A World with Less Cancer and More Birthdays inspired several campus groups to form teams to volunteer for Relay for Life. But for senior Stephanie Fuse and her younger sister Lindsay, their inspiration is a little different.
My Nana, Margaret Gentile, recently passed away from pancreatic cancer, and I think it's a great way to raise awareness about cancer because a lot of people don't know a lot of details about it, and I really like their slogan about creating more birthdays, and I think if everyone gets together, we can raise more awareness about cancer.
I'm always trying to find new ways to be active within the American Cancer Society. Since my Nana got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, I've been involved with determination and running marathons, and I really wanted to see what Relay for Life was all about.
Team members took turns walking around the track to raise money for the American Cancer Society. Because cancer never sleeps, teams camp out in the gym and continue the relay until the next morning. 1 in 4 deaths is caused by cancer, and it is the second most common cause of death in the U.S. Cancer starts when abnormal cells grow out of control and start replacing normal tissue. You can reduce the risk of developing cancer by quitting smoking, eating a healthier diet, exercising, and staying out of the tanning beds. Relay for Life is not just a fundraiser, but a celebration for those who have battled cancer as well as loved ones lost. Victoria Cervenak, Loyola News, Chicago. After the funds for Relay for Life are counted next week, the proceeds will go to the American Cancer Society.
Here's Brittany Arnold with sports. How are the Ramblers doing?
They're doing well, Kristen. They're doing well. We had an exciting weekend.
Ready, set, spike. The joke will hopefully be on Ohio State this April Fool's Day. The Loyola men's volleyball team takes on number 8 Ohio State this Friday in Alumni Gym. Winning the last 3 matchups with the Buckeyes, the men's hope to snatch a victory. With junior Mike Bunting taking Horizon League Defensive Player of the Week, Ohio State may have a hard time scoring on the Ramblers. The men will also take on Ball State on April 8th at home. While the men's golf team was a stroke away from the win at the Butler Invitational this weekend, one member was right on par. Junior Eric Hoops was named Horizon League Golfer of the Week and helped the Ramblers earn second place. Loyola finished ahead of all 6 Horizon League competitors and fell short to Purdue, who has been nationally ranked as the top 50 program. The men will be heading to Lexington, Kentucky for the UK Bluegrass Invitational April 9th through 10th. After sweeping Youngstown State last weekend, one softball player has something to make her run the bases. Senior Jacqueline Grimm was named the NFCA National Player of the Week after a performance of a double, 2 home runs, and 4 RBIs. While the women's game was canceled on Monday due to poor weather, the team plays a doubleheader at Big Ten conference rival Wisconsin on Thursday, March 31st. With opening day this week, the Bulls holding on to their first place spot, I asked Loyola students which one is on their minds.
I'm just, the Bulls are coming in, they're first place, right? You know, they're coming into the playoffs. I think the playoffs are more exciting than May baseball anyway, so I would say I'm a little more excited about the Bulls making a run to the NBA Finals than the Cubs opening day, because, no offense, that Cubs team, they're not going to win that shit. Doesn't look like it. Sorry.
I'm actually not that big of a basketball fan, but I'm a really big baseball fan, but I'm really excited for baseball to start. But not a Cubs fan, Giants fan.
Definitely the Bulls. Definitely the Bulls. They're really fun to watch. Derrick Rose is probably the best player in the league this year, and I really enjoy watching him. Even as a Milwaukee Bucks fan, I really like watching them play.
Do you think we have another Michael Jordan on our hands? We'll have to wait and see. And if your NCAA bracket is busted, you're not alone. Out of 5.9 million brackets filled out on ESPN.com, exactly 2 people correctly picked the team in this year's Final Four. And more than 70% of the brackets did not pick any of the team's final teams. This is the first year in a long time that no number 1 seeds made the final. And even though Loyola's Horizon League rival Butler made the Final Four, both last year and this year, no doubt one that threw a lot of people off was 11th seeded Virginia Commonwealth. It should be an interesting finish this week. And
how did your bracket hold up, Brittany?
Oh, it was done after Ohio State lost.
Thanks, Brittany.
Thank you.
You may have seen a few extra shaved heads around the Loyola campus lately. Jessica Meyer reports they're bald for a good reason.
The hair was flying Thursday night at Loyola's annual St. Baldrick's Day event, hosted by Sigma Alpha Epsilon. This year's top participant raised $1,687 on her own. Annie Brady courageously shaved her head for the cause.
My parents have actually been great financially, which has been really wonderful. I didn't think that they were going to donate as much as they did, and they did, and so I'm so thankful for them.
The profits go toward cancer research to help the 160,000 children who are diagnosed with cancer every year.
I'm here at Loyola's CFSU for St. Baldrick's Day. This event is put on every year by Sigma Alpha Epsilon, and this year they've raised over $16,000. They have 61 people shaving their heads today.
J.D. Dunn is in charge of organizing the event this year.
Today, online so far, we've raised almost $17,000, and then that's not counting how much we've raised with the sororities, mini philanthropies, and stuff like that.
Participants, like Annie, even went around the room raising additional funds for the children before getting her head shaved.
It was amazing, really, really good. I'm really happy I did it.
St. Baldrick's Day is celebrated throughout the country, but is a very special event for the university. Jessica Meyer, Loyola New Chicago.
Loyola's Sigma Alpha Epsilon chapter raised $3,000 more than last year, with the total coming to $17,500.
Stress and now depression? Find out which popular website may be affecting your mood.
And hookups are getting hotter around campus.
Do you like this top? It's so gay.
Really?
Yeah, it's totally gay.
You know, you really shouldn't say that.
Say what?
Well, say that something's gay when you mean it's bad. It's insulting. What if every time something was bad, everybody said, "Oh, that's so girl wearing a skirt as a top"?
Oh, you are.
Those are cute jeans, though. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
A few weeks ago, we told you how Facebook may be causing stress for some people. Now researchers believe it may be linked to depression. With the friend tally status updates and pictures of happy-looking people, the American Academy of Pediatrics warns that Facebook can be particularly tough on young people already dealing with poor self-esteem. If you are looking for a no-strings-attached encounter, then look no further. According to the Loyola Student Dispatch, EDU Hookups, a site started by the University of Chicago, is launching a Loyola and DePaul section, adding to the Northwestern and Columbia sections. The slogan, "Where fun comes to thrive," is how the creators describe the site, but the fun is limited to just college students. Loyola's section opens March 31st at 12 a.m.
Think you're musically talented enough to undergo the harsh criticism of Simon Cowell? Then sign up for an audition for X Factor next month. Cowell's show, based in Britain, is looking for contestants in the Chicago area. Preliminary screenings will be at the Sears Center Arena in Hoffman Estates, April 26th and 27th. The winner of the competition gets a $5 million record deal with Sony Music. So don't miss your shot at fame. Illinois has a new dubious distinction. Ashley Barnes has more on why our state did not fare well in a new national poll.
There's a new study out from topretirements.com that says Illinois is the worst place to retire in the U.S. This is based on analysis of the state's taxes, fiscal health, and climate. I spoke with some people today that did agree that Illinois is in need of some help before its retirement quality.
The state of Illinois is the most expensive state to live in at this point. And if I had a choice, I would leave.
I think Illinois is a terrible state to retire, particularly because of the tax burden put on by the politicians in the state. And there's been a history of poor fiscal policy.
When you work your whole life, you want to be able to enjoy that, and it's a little tough to do in Illinois.
In a lot of ways, Illinois is one of the worst states with taxes, how we deal with just government policies in general.
TopRetirements.com came up with only 4 states that met the qualities for best place to retire in the U.S. These states are West Virginia, Wyoming, Pennsylvania, and Texas. One redeeming factor for Illinois is that there is no state tax on pension or Social Security benefits. This could be one fact that could help Illinois in its struggle to be a place you want to retire in the future. Ashley Barnes, Loyola New Chicago.
Ranking just above Illinois were California, New York, Rhode Island, and New Jersey. I don't know about you, Victoria, but I wouldn't retire in Illinois.
I mean, I wouldn't either, especially if this weather doesn't get any warmer. I'm freezing.
That is true. That's our news for now. Thanks for watching.
Join us next week for more Loyola News Chicago.